everybody. It's Life's Princess, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm trying to get on this on a different note. So, watch me be my authentic self. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to manifest. And this topic particularly excites me. This topic particularly excites me because I know exactly what I'm about to tell you, and I know it's going to be valuable. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, one of the most important things that I'm constantly thinking about if I want something, the way that it is, the way I see it is if I have a desire and I want to manifest it, like if I want something, it means I have a desire. A want and a need and desire are all very similar. So, one of the most important things that I want to remember when I'm manifesting is the fact that I'm trying to align to a frequency. I'm not trying to align to an outcome. So, one of the most important things that I'm constantly remembering is the fact that I'm trying to align to a frequency and not an outcome. Let's say, for example, you want to travel somewhere, but the frequency that you're trying to align to is to one of freedom, is of one of happiness. And travel just may represent that to you. But the thing is, physical outcomes are never guaranteed. And to show the universe, to show yourself kind of that, hey, I truly want this, you focus on the frequency first. The way I see it, the frequency opens you up to many other opportunities to align to it. So, for example, the frequency of freedom and happiness that you see, that one of the physical representations of it is travel. You can get freedom and happiness from multiple other things. Once you start aligning yourself to that frequency in your head, you can start putting it out into every single sector of your life. Well, you don't have to put it into every single sector, but what I mean is you can implement it anywhere. The frequency becomes inside of you. You don't have to depend on anything for that frequency. You don't have to depend on anything to align to that frequency, period, because it's inside of you. Another thing that I think about sometimes, another thing that I notice sometimes is when I want love, I give love. And this is very important and this is very helpful because when you start building it yourself, it may take some time to fully implement it into your life, but once you fully implement it into your life, it starts to show up in different sectors. For example, if you used to be a person full of hate and you become a person full of love, your relationships start to be filled with love. Those can be the relationships that you had hate filled with in the past. But it's because you put that there to change it, and you didn't expect things to change for you. Because this is the thing, things can change for you, and you do deserve good outcomes. And you may be thinking, I don't want to go out and do it. And that's true, you don't want to be putting it where people don't give back, but sometimes you're the one who's not putting it in. So you have to make sure that your frequency is of love, and that if somebody else's is of hate, negativity, judgment, you know to get away from that because it doesn't align with your frequency. You have to kind of have that in you first, because if you have to depend, if the love inside of you, if the happiness inside of you depends on another person or an outcome, and this is why when you're manifesting, if you're looking for a certain outcome instead of a frequency, it may not work out, is because you're subconsciously making yourself depend on something for something to happen. But it all starts within you. And something that I think most of us don't realize is the fact that we're in creative mode all the time. One thing that I was noticing a couple weeks ago was that I was feeling like my old self. I was feeling like a version of myself, and I didn't really feel comfortable with that. And I was like, why am I like her? Why do I act like her? Why do I think like her? And then at one moment I realized you cannot relive the past. Like, that's actually not possible. The past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist either. The only thing that exists is the present moment. So what does that mean? Whatever we're creating of the present moment is our creation. The past doesn't exist, but I keep fulfilling that prophecy because my mind in the present moment is telling me these words. My mind in the present moment is repeating these prophecies to me, and that's why things are looking similar. But I'm not her anymore. Everything that happened yesterday, all the good that happened a week ago is still inside of me. It's my choice to act the way that I do. The truth is, the person that I want to be in the future doesn't exist anyway. But what am I? So that tells me something huge. Am I gonna be acting like my past self because I feel like I'm tied to her? Or I'm gonna be acting like my future self because I want to become her? Either way, none of these actually fall into reality. The only thing that's reality is the present moment, and whatever you make of it, it becomes. Sometimes we don't tell ourselves good affirmations because they don't feel real. So we may struggle with acne and we may never tell ourselves I have beautiful clear skin and I'm able to have clear skin, and this is because we don't think it's possible. So you see, I was just using an example of struggling with something, of not being able to tell yourself, oh, things are going to get better because you don't believe it. But then, yeah, you always tell yourself, oh no. When you see a bad outcome, you start saying, oh no, things are gonna get worse. And then you start creating that and you start manifesting, but you don't believe that you can manifest good. You can manifest a bad reality that didn't even exist just as well as you can manifest a good reality that doesn't exist either. None of them are the present moment. So start taking advantage of what you're telling yourself. And if you're telling yourself stuff that's shitty, the only person that you can blame is you. So take my advice and start trying. Start trying to tell yourself something new. Start trying to write a new reality for yourself, because the future doesn't exist, but the past doesn't exist either. So stop telling yourself you're confined to your past and start telling yourself that you can become the future person that you want to be. Maybe it takes discipline, maybe it takes some habit changes, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. That doesn't mean you're not capable of it. And you realize that your being, your potential, your capability does not and should not only exist in the context of the present moment. You see, the present moment is important. I feel that you must have a healthy level of attachment to where you are in life, but you know, you should resonate with it, but you should not strongly attach to it, because let's say you have a good body and you strongly attach to your body too much. Later in the future, you gain or lose weight and you feel like your world is crushed because you strongly associated yourself with one thing. Similarly, we can associate ourselves with our present day struggles, whether they've been going on for like a year or 2 years, and we think, oh yeah, I'm the type of person that always has this struggle. And 10 years later, or 2 years later, a couple months later, it's completely gone, like wiped off the surface. And then you realize, hang on, I never had to associate myself with this. I never had to put all of those bad affirmations into myself. Why? Because I never realized what was coming ahead of me. So stop writing these realities before they happen, because you could be sabotaging yourself. I'm telling you, things could change like this. Realities that have been kept on repeating and been written the same exact way can change within the next month. Nothing exists that's not the present moment. So stop identifying with the past and start taking advantage of the future. You see, you can take advantage of it, and it's also, so it has its pros and cons, The pro is that since it doesn't exist, that means if you can manifest negative things, you can also manifest positive things. So in that weakness, there is a strength, the potential to grow into something that maybe you aren't in the moment, but you have to counteract that weakness in that which you may associate yourself with past versions that don't exist. If you associate yourself too much with the past, I also suggest that you look into, shadow work. One way that I think you can do shadow work in a way that is comfortable and helpful is by starting a journaling prompt using something that is already nice to write. Like, for example, I don't know what I just said. Let me just say that again. Like, start your journaling prompt by writing something that you actually want to write. Don't just be like, I'm here today to solve this. One of the main tips that I've actually just learned recently is that writing is not meant to be productive. I'm sorry, whenever I make writing productive, I dread doing it. And I love writing. Like, I'm a writer. I can write pages upon pages a day. But the second that I made writing productive, I was so locked out. So locked out. And recently, now that I've been making it fun again, what do you know? I love writing again. So start with something that helps you. Just be like, straight up, I feel like eating a big ass burger right now. Or you could be like, I don't feel like picking up the pen. And the trick is, you keep asking yourself why. Why don't I want to pick up this pen? Why do I want a big ass burger? And the more you ask why, the more you find out, and the more you can reflect. And as you can kind of ease into the questions as you write, when you like, what I'm saying is, when you start off writing with something that you want to write about, it kind of gets you into the flow, and the flow is very important. And I'm just going to tell you, you can choose your flow. It doesn't have to be black or white. You don't have to not write or write about something that's extremely productive. You can just write, just be in the gray, be in the middle, pick up the pen, write anything, because that's productive. That's documenting your feelings, and it's much better than typing or saying it out loud, because I like to do voice messages, but it's much more important to write it down, because it involves your hands, it involves your mind, and sometimes if you want to speak it out, even better. If you really want to remember it, you're allowed to choose your flow. So I could be like, yeah, I want a chill flow right now, and I want to make my writing happy. I want my writing to have a certain structure. That's fine too. You should make it as comfortable and fun and creative as much as you need it, baby girl. Like, or baby, well, I don't know, baby human. But make it as fun as possible. Trust me, enjoy it. You're supposed to enjoy it. It's supposed to help you. The way that I see writing is that you're supposed to come out of it a better person. You're supposed to come out of it a happier person, a lighter person, because it's a hobby with benefits. So I would say, start off with some nice questions, and then slowly you ease into the ones that you want to ask yourself. What have I been stopping myself from feeling today? What have I learned today? What can I be grateful for today? How can I discipline myself better tomorrow? How can I address my triggers today, tonight, tomorrow? Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that I have some more knowledge to add to your brains by tomorrow. I'm kidding. At least by the end of this week. I don't know. I'm not giving it a deadline because this is not supposed to be productive either. So have a lovely one. Mwah. Thank you for stopping by.